Welcome back to the VIE Media channel. I'm Eric Brown, president of VIE Media and partner at Mogul Holdings, where we specialize in growing home service companies. Today, we're going to be talking about why to choose VIE Media specifically and really what you should be looking at when choosing a marketing company. So I'll kind of run you through our process of onboarding a client, bringing a client on board, how we choose who to work with, and things like that. So number one, why to choose VIE Media? So, before we even obviously we'll have an initial conversation with someone and kind of get to know exactly what their goals and things are. And then we'll do research before we ever originally really meet with the client. If they're currently running ads, we'll go into their ad account. If they're just, starting, we'll do an audit of how well they're being found locally. So how's their SEO working? How's their Google business profile working? How's their website working for those keywords? And when we have the research and we're able to specifically understand the needs of the client, where they're wanting to get to, say, in 6 months, a year from now, what's the 2-year goal? What do they currently have set up right now, and what are they currently doing? Because the worst thing you can do is just go in and, the first time you have a meeting with someone and just pitch them one of your services, right? Now, it's bad to do that because you don't know what the client wants, what the client needs are, and you haven't done the research in order to determine and set up an actual marketing plan that's going to work for the client. So we start with research and understanding the client's needs, right? What is their service area? If they offer different services and products, specifically, what is that, what does that return on investment need to be? What does that cost per lead need to be? All of those really KPIs in order to properly track and measure how well marketing is actually doing, right? So start with the basics. The basics, making sure that you have a website set up. You need a website, even if it's a basic website and it's not going to help you really rank SEO wise initially. At least you'll have something set up. That way, if someone does search your business name, someone is referred to you or talking to someone in person, that they actually have a website that they can visit and that can showcase, your work and, of course, what you do. Then you want to have that Google business profile set up. You want to make sure that your social media platforms and things like that are set up as well, right? Before you ever spend money on any sort of marketing, you want to make sure that you have these, these assets really set up. Because there's no reason to spend money on marketing when the digital foundation and presence of your company online is not set up for success, right? It's like, putting the cart before the horse. There's no reason to spend money on Google ads if, for example, you don't have a Google business profile or you have a website that is 6 years old and that looks terrible. Even though we're going to be sending those people to a landing page from ads, regardless, some of those people are still going to look up your company online. And if you don't have a good presence online, if you're hard to find just from your business name, that is going to create problems. So before you do SEO, before you do direct mail, before you do radio, before you do TV, before you do social media ads, you want to make sure that you have the digital foundation and presence of your business set up online before you do any of those different marketing strategies. Now, let's say you have that stuff set up. Great. Now, when we're looking at ads specifically, there's a lot that's going to go into projections and making sure that what they do, where they're trying to target, and the people they're trying to attract is actually viable through Google Ads, right? So we use Keyword Planner and a variety of different tools to make sure that at least we're getting a good estimate as to what we can sort of expect from a cost per click and a cost per lead wise. And then we bring that to the client or, prospect, obviously, at that point, to go over those numbers and specifically look at, hey, we can only spend $2,000, right? That's all there is. That's all we can spend because there's not enough search volume. The population is too small. Either we need to widen up the area, we need to get in front of more people with different services, or maybe this just doesn't make sense. Because, of course, when a marketing company is working with a client, if we're charging, $1,000, $1,500 a month to manage Google ads and your ad spend is the same, well, it makes it very hard to justify our cost, right, as a marketing company. So you want to make sure and look at those numbers. Does this make sense? Hey, for a water heater install, we're looking at a lead being $180 in your area. We can estimate that we're going to get $25 or 25 leads once this campaign is set up and going well, with $3,000 a month budget or whatever that is, or $5,000 or $10,000 or $50,000, or whatever that is. But you cannot just say, hey, we know that Google Ads, we're going to be successful. Because if you don't do the data and you don't do the research beforehand, it's very easy to get involved with a client and not to work out and benefit either business, because it's going to turn out to not be successful for that business and therefore not successful for the marketing agency as well. You need to make sure and properly have analytics and this stuff set up as well. Google Ads, Google Analytics, Google Search Console to properly track and measure all of your marketing efforts. We have a ton of videos specifically about those different softwares and tools and how to use those in other videos on our channel. So feel free to go ahead and check those out. But you want to make sure that you're able to see what your cost per lead is. How well are your different campaigns doing, right? If you're a roofing, exterior, gutter, whatever, you're going to have different campaign types built out in ad groups for roofs, for gutters, for siding, etc. That way you can see your cost per lead not only from Google Ads, but specifically from those different services you're targeting as well. That way hey, over the last 3 months, these two campaigns have been producing very well. The cost per lead is where we're able to convert on those people on an efficient basis. But for some reason, this one campaign, even though maybe the cost per lead is good, we're just not able to convert and close this business like we are the other two. So maybe we need to adjust, look at the budget, and just put more budget into those different campaigns, those other campaigns that are working well. Or save money. You no longer need to spend that money on Google Ads. Maybe you can push that into a different marketing avenue that's going to work. For example, SEO, right? So if you're running Google Ads, number one, you want to own your Google Ad account. More likely than not, you should not be sending it to your website. You should be sending it to a landing page. And number two, number three, whatever number we're on, you need to make sure you have analytics set up. You want to be able to track and measure every single lead that's coming in from Google Ads. If it's a form fill, if it's a phone call, if it's a chat, if it's them filling out a request and scheduling a time, doesn't matter. You need to make sure to properly track and measure every single lead and how it's coming into your business. With SEO, right, the basics is making sure that you have the Google business profile set up and you have a website that's set up that's telling Google everything that you do. So you want to have service pages, you want to have location pages, you want to have blogs talking about, if you're a restoration company, what do you do when my basement floods, right? You want to be answering those questions. That way, if someone is searching for what you do, or if someone is searching about what you do, that you are providing that information on your website in order for Google to know that's what you do. Therefore, when someone searches for it, they can find your business. If you just have a one-page website, right, it's going to be very hard for anyone to find you for what you do, because you're competing with companies that have been around for a long period of time that have a ton of content on their website. And by you just throwing up a couple of pages, more likely than not, I'm not going to say 100% of the time, depending on where you're at or what your service is, but it's going to be very hard for you to make a big impact on SEO, especially from the website side. But the Google business profile, start generating reviews immediately, have them leave the service and those keywords in that you guys actually performed in those reviews, and you'll start to see that your Google business profile is going to start increasing. You want to be posting on the Google business profile 1 to 2 times a week. Another thing you can do is have directories set up, which of course we can provide. A ton of companies can do it for you. You could do it yourself. There's different ways that we've really found to make it easy, fast, affordable, and for our clients to actually own, again, all of their assets, because that's a big thing. If a marketing company does not allow you to own anything that they build and maintain for you, do not use that marketing agency. With SEO, a lot of the time, we'll see that, companies don't know exactly what they're spending money on when it comes to SEO. So we have specific deliverables, right? Specific deliverables for if we're building out new pages, if we're building out blogs, if we're going over existing content, if we're posting on the Google business profile, if we are, reaching out for backlinks, if we're setting up our clients with local school districts or sports associations or non-for-profits in order to get those backlinks, right? All of that stuff is allocated every single month. So our clients know if they're spending X, this is what they're going to be getting. And we make it fluid throughout the month. That way we can allocate that money differently. If, for example, we know one month that, our outreach is going to take the entirety of the time that we have allocated, then it's going to go to that. If we know, for example, we want to build out 6 location pages for St. Louis, right? If you're here in St. Louis, Wildwood, Chesterfield, Ellisville, et cetera, setting those pages up. That way you can start to rank in those areas, as well as help improve your Google business profile rankings in those areas as well, right? So there's a lot that goes into SEO. There's a lot that goes into creating content. There's a lot that goes into making sure technical stuff is properly set up on your website, from speed, from not having bloat, from not having too many plugins, right? And then obviously measuring results, right? We meet with our clients every single month at the beginning of the month. We dedicate at least an hour to go over everything with the client. What we did last month, here are the results. Here's what we're going to be working on the following month. And then obviously going over all of that with the client and making changes as necessary to changes in industry, changes in how people are searching. If it's a company that does business outside based on the weather, right? We need to be prepared. It's not just running ads. It's not just doing SEO on a monthly basis, right? It's working hand in hand with that client to produce the best results possible, which a lot of the time is just going to be, here's how much I spent on marketing. Literally, here's the business that was generated from that, right? And then, of course, you got social media. Social media is tough. There's a ton of people that do it. There's a ton of people that do Google ads as well and SEO. But social media, I think the biggest thing is getting yourself in front of the camera if you're a business owner, if you're if you're a head of a salesperson, if you're high up in the organization, that you can lend credibility, get in front of a camera and teach the audience, build a following, and get good content out there about what you guys do, right? Like I'm doing right now. We like to have our clients, if it's a foundation repair client, let's go into these buildings that are having issues, talking about the situation, talking about the remedy, talking about what to look out for if you're a homeowner, and then the solution to that problem, right? And then posting that. And now not only do you have a video you can post, but you have short form content that you're able to post for, say, a week, a couple weeks, a month. And then, of course, obviously, you can run ads through those platforms as well. And maybe at first, really you're just branding. You're just trying to show your work to people. That way, maybe if they do have that issue, all of a sudden they're like, holy shit, maybe I should actually get this fixed. Or number 2, if they ever do have that issue in the future, they remember you. Or maybe they don't remember you, but they go to Google and they search for what they have that issue is, and they see 3 people running ads, and the only person they know is you. So social media is great. I'd say at first, it's tough to justify hiring a marketing agency, especially if you're a new business with no money. It's tough to justify social at first. I would say just get in front of a camera, post yourself, right? There are easy AI editing tools now and things like that that are able to help even someone that's not technical savvy to be able to do that stuff and create that content and post it on those platforms. So social media, right? You want to make sure that you have someone that's creating a content calendar, that's getting ideas, right? You don't want to be the idea person if you're a business owner for the marketing agency. Obviously, a marketing agency wants your insights and things like that, but we should be coming to the table with those ideas. We should not be reliant on the business owner or any other executive at that business to give us ideas for what we should be doing, because that is the marketing company's job. So, that's why to use VIE Media, right? Or just to look at other companies, just things to keep in mind. If you go into a meeting with a marketing agency and they're immediately pitching you something without doing research, without asking what your needs are and things like that, that's a red flag. If they're immediately going in and pitching you on monthly when after hearing me say this, that you don't have your digital foundation and presence properly set up online, with a decent website or, with the Google business profile set up and social media platforms. With ads, it's just going in and say, hey, we need to spend more money, right? Spending more money doesn't equate more leads. Sometimes it does. A lot of the times it doesn't, though. So making sure that you have someone that is successful in your industry that probably has other clients. But also, I will say, if one important thing that I'll say to ask is, do you work with anyone else specifically in my area? Because the answer should be no. You should only we work with a roofing company here in St. Louis, right? We're not going to work with another roofing company in St. Louis. We work with a foundation repair company in St. Louis. We're not going to work with another foundation repair company in St. Louis. And that's what they should tell you, right? Otherwise, you're just competing with yourselves. And the marketing company's just in it for the money. They're not in it for the results that they're providing to you. Otherwise, they would not be working with two of the same types of businesses in the same industry in the same area. So I hope you guys learned something. That is all the time we have for today. As always, we will be back next week with another video. We release this Marketing Monday video every single Monday. I think we're out 30 plus episodes now, and we release other videos on this channel as well, talking about marketing, how to grow your business. So please like, review, subscribe, leave a comment. If you found this useful, please share with someone. And as always, we appreciate y'all. Thank you.